Well, spring is in the air, but it certainly didn't feel like that at Trackwork this morning. With chilly conditions, we made sure to stay in the hut as we caught up with all the Randwick trainers ahead of the Chelmsford, Concord and Tramway Stakes this weekend, the second leg of the Princess Series with the Darley Furious Stakes. We have all the latest ahead of racing at Randwick this Saturday. Let's start with photographics you have in the Darley Furious, who was first up there last start in the Silver Shadow.
I think if you look at the run, you'll see how unlucky she was. Settled three back the fence with Molly Burke on board. Went to challenge half up the straight and got blocked out of a gap. So she sort of sat up on the filly, so we didn't get a really good line on her. She'll gallop tomorrow. She doesn't need a lot of work and go straight into the race on Saturday, and hopefully we'll see how good she is then.
Do you think she'll be a filly who gets better out over ground too?
I think probably 14 might stop her, but I'd like to see her at least run in the first sort of half a dozen on Saturday to say that we carry on against these good fillies here.
And then you've got Powers of Opal, the filly by Ocean Park, going round in the benchmark 72, who we saw first up as well last start. She had a nice fourth there.
Yeah, she's probably a mile or 2,000 type of filly by Ocean Park, so further she goes the better, but she's fitting well and probably starting to peak third up, so I'd expect a nice run.
And how are you looking as you head towards the Spring Carnival? Who should we be looking out for?
Got some young horses coming out trialling soon, so see which way we go, whether we'll go to Melbourne or stay here, so they haven't put their hands up yet, so we'll just wait and see in the next few weeks.
Have you had any 2-year-olds in for a prep yet?
Yeah, got a nice Exceedance filly, a nice Cosmic Force filly, and I think they are the two in my team that probably stand out a bit.
All right, Tom, you've got Athabaskan resuming this weekend.
Yeah, he's obviously had a great campaign last time when he was second Sydney Cup, so his preparation's sort of geared around a Metrop third up, and then hopefully head south for a run into the Melbourne Cup. So he won't be winning this weekend, but hopefully he'll be warming up nicely at the end and getting ready for a race in over 2,000 metres in a couple of weeks.
I know he was a horse you always had a really nice opinion of when he first came out here from Europe, and he took that couple of preps to settle in. Do you think he's really thriving in Australia now? For
sure. He's just continually got better with each preparation, and he's still, he's not an old horse yet, so let's hope there's a few miles left in the clock and a bit of room to be worked with his current sort of rating.
You've got more territories in the Furious Stakes resuming, and she's had 3 trials for this.
Yeah, she's come back really well. She's probably needed another trial before going racing. Elected to not run in the first of the filly series and just wait for this one. She's going really well. It's obviously going to be a competitive race. She should be a filly that gets a bit further, so we'll see how she runs on Saturday and then make a sort of plan where she goes from there, but she should have sort of black type potential this campaign.
Great. And then at Wyong on Friday, in that big dance eligibility Wyong Gold Cup, you've got Lions Roar, who was great. Keep that in there. Knock the mic over. You've got Lions Roar in the Wyong Gold Cup, who was second in the rolling mile.
He's had a faultless preparation. He's going particularly well. And this was his sort of main target for the early stages. Obviously, big dance is a very realistic target for him. Last year, he unfortunately was in the little dance and he ran very well. So it's a key race from this weekend. You're going to appreciate getting 2,000 round Wyong, and he's been going fantastic, so he's hard to knock.
And just an update on Linebacker, who we saw trial again this week.
Yeah, he's another horse that's come back very well. Took a big step forward from his first trial and looked really sharp on Friday in a sharp heat. He is obviously sort of warming up at this stage for Golden Rose second up, Caulfield Guineas third up. So he's going to head to the run to the Rose, 1,200 metres. Going to be on the sharp side for him, but right sort of kick-off point, and then if he can run well there, we'll be confident that he can take another good step forward as we go to the main targets.
Do you think you'll likely have Getafix in the run to the Rose as well?
No, Getafix will likely run in midweek next week. He's just a horse that's just lacking a bit of confidence at the moment. He's running some decent races, but we just need him to get back in the game. He's better than what he's shown so far.
Well, Michael, let's start with this weekend, and we'll look at Moravia, who you elected to wait with for this week, who resumes.
Yeah, he drew that wide gate there last Saturday. And look, it's obviously the Concorde's a big step up from an 88 that he was down to running, but I'm really happy with the horse. I think he's finally, maybe the penny's dropped with him. He's obviously now gelding, and his trials have been really good. So it is throwing him in the deep end a little bit, but I do think he can run well.
And we see Manal back in the second leg of the Princess Series, and just physically seeing her when she returned, she looks like she's furnished and filled out beautifully as a female.
Yeah, she has, and she had a big blow after that run the other day. So I was really happy with it. Obviously with the 58 kilos as well, so I think she's come on well. I was happy with her gallop this morning, and she goes into this second up with that run under her belt and back to set weight. So hopefully she's thereabouts again.
And you do have Ducasse nommed, but you'll wait with him?
Yeah, I think we'll probably wait, and maybe he'll either go to the Cameron in Newcastle, or there is a suitable race for him in Melbourne next weekend, which we might send him down for.
And then looking at the benchmark 78, you've got Panic and Flying Destiny both nommed. Panic there, who resumed last start.
Yeah, he's done well. James made a comment that he might have been sort of holding his breath at times in that run, and so we've put a tongue tie on him. He galloped in that this morning and worked well, so we'll accept for Saturday with him. And Flying Destiny, I mean, he's just been a model of consistency this prep. He's getting up there now, in terms of his rating, so certainly a big challenge for him going to a Saturday 78. But he's probably going to have a bit of a break after Saturday, so we figured, give him a try at that level and see how he goes. But he's in good order, and he's a very genuine horse.
And you'd have to be pleased with the return of Blanc de Blanc as well.
Yeah, well, she ran a great race there Saturday with the big weight. So she's pulled up really well, so we'll wait, and I think there's an 88 back at Rosehill Saturday week that she can line up in that. And we'd love to try and give her a chance in a stakes race at some stage, because she's just been plagued with bad luck in most of her career. So I'm really happy with her, and if we can get her into a black type race at some stage, that'd be good.
And how's your brother been in the tower? You've had him hanging around a bit more?
Bundle of joy. Very chatty,
I haven't heard a peep. We've been chatting all morning, all of us in there, and I've not heard a peep thus far. Does he just take it all in, do you think?
Yeah, he does. He listens a lot and doesn't say much, so he just focuses on his horses. That's been him.
And he's happy with Amina too, you'd imagine?
Yeah, very. I'm not so much, but he is.
Well, Adrian, I think everyone was just so taken by Storm Boy on the weekend, and only with more to come from him.
Yeah, look, rightly so. It was an exciting performance, and very, very satisfied with that. And I think he's back in great shape, and showcased the quality colt that he is. So looking forward to the campaign ahead, and hopefully we continue to see him on that right path and on that upward spiral. Let's
look ahead to the weekend, and in the Chelmsford you're busy. You've got Just Fine, possibly Poptronic, who we might see for the first time in Military Mission. Your thoughts with them?
Yeah, Just Fine racing second up. He'll be better suited at this grade, 1400 metres in the Winks at the weight for age there. Just a little bit short of his best, and that class of horse over that distance just found them a little bit too sharp. So the mile should be more to his liking. Military Mission, similarly, he's racing first up over the mile. We won't see the best of him till we sort of get 2,000 metres and beyond. But I thought he trialled up well, and he's back in great shape, and it's an excellent starting point for him. Poptronic amongst the nominations, but we'll just assess her work from this morning. She's a mare that's come over with some nice credentials from Europe, a Group 1 winner over there, so no doubt she's going to appreciate once she can get over a lot further. She'll find the mile a bit sharp, but it could well be a nice starting point.
And one European import to another, you've got Royal Patronage in the Chelmsford, a son of Wootton Bassett, a 6-year-old Entire who's had 2 trials, the most recent quite impressive.
Yeah, he looks a really interesting runner. Looking forward to seeing him step out on Saturday. Lovely type and lovely style of horse. He worked quite sharp this morning, so I think he can be quite effective for us first up at the 1400 metres. No doubt he'll stretch out around the sort of 2,000 metre triple. I think be his sweet spot down here, but he was a high credential horse in Europe at the start of his career, so hopefully he can recapture some of that form. He looks well. Always difficult their first start and first outing here in Australia, but he's done everything right to date.
And Tudaan Lizzie resumes in the Furious Stakes. We haven't seen her since the Oldham Carnival.
Yeah, she trialled up very well at Hawkesbury. I thought excellent performance for her, and she should be nice and forward for the first up run. Also meeting a few of the quality opposition there that we saw in the first leg of the series, and no doubt it's going to be hard to sort of try and sort of compete against a few of those. But I think once we can get out to the 1600 metres trip of this series, that's where she's sort of really going to come into her own.
And we've got some babies, I think, behind us at the moment. How are all your 2-year-olds going? Are we on track for the early 2-year-old trials?
Yeah, always an exciting time of year to see what you've potentially got. We've got some lovely types coming through. We've had some great support this year, and everything seems to be right on target.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.